US 1! Once again! Alright, we're back to US 1 again, this time Southbound US 1. Specifically, Southern US 1. Southern US 1? So, we're going from Fort Kent, Maine to Key West, Florida, specifically from Raleigh to Key West, southbound. You're watching Super Reviews. If you guys aren't sub, please sub. And when we get to 1,000 subs, we'll open up a Discord server. Yeah, that server. If you want to see that server, we need at least 195 more people to subscribe. Alright, you can request your free exit intersection in the comments below. We got a ton of more things coming to you. We have the Orlando Beltway coming on Saturday. You don't have your Celtics playing Magic. Celtics, I believe, are playing the Heat today. Alright, again, today we start our Southbound US 1 series, so we'll go southbound today. We'll begin on I-40 for Raleigh and Wilmington, and 440 is going to Cary and Wake Forest. We're going to follow Cary. But on US 1, we get 40 East Gardner. What's Garner? Who knows Garner?
Ma'am, wait, what do you, okay.
We're splitting away from US 64 and Cary. We'll head over to Pittsburgh and Asheboro, so 2 boroughs in North Carolina. And on US 64, 1 will now be signed for Sanford, which is the sensible choice from here. See, I remember any changes for getting Sanford and Apex. I wonder if we could go straight to play Apex Legends. We were being a triangle, and we are still getting a nice pull for 1 south for Sanford. Right outside of the Raleigh metro area, we are basically pretty sparse in the middle of nowhere, heading towards southern North Carolina. We do pass by some nice lakes going on here, so it is pretty nice on this US 1 freeway. Yeah, we meet US 15 and 501 for the first a couple times. It's going to Pittsburgh. And we will now meet US 421, which I know goes to Greensboro, but Lillington, which I don't know, and Siler City, I do not know. On the 421, we get Southern Pines as our next control city. I go Rockingham here, honestly. And here's a look of downtown Sanford. This is on Business US 1 and 421 here. See, Southern Pines will be our next control city. Yeah, again, I just go either straight to Rockingham. If this was the freeway all the way down to Columbia, then I go with Columbia. See, Cameron is 10 miles away, while Southern Pines is 26 away. And in Southern Pines, we split 15 and 501, which head over to Pinehurst and Carthage, but 1 will go into mainline Southern Pines. We are meeting North Carolina 24 and 27, the famed ones that head over to Charlotte. Should be signed for Fayetteville and Charlotte. And here's our Southern Pines exit, but it's just getting Pinehurst, which heads over to US 15. Why not take a look at downtown Southern Pines, because this might be the only time in Southern Pines, except for the US 1 supercuts. And Rockingham will now be our primary control city, and that is the sensible choice. It's the pre-major junction. See, we're going through Holland, North Carolina, and it does have some nice trains. See, Rockingham will be our primary, as we can turn left for Rayford and Laurinburg. This is Holland, North Carolina, or something like that. Holland, the nice trains going on here. Just south of Holland, we go into downtown Rockingham. The NASCAR in Rockingham, not gonna play it here. We do have a weird turn here to get on US 220, so we can turn right to get to US 74. And then we have to do an almost 3-point turn. So looking at it, you're literally going south, doing like 160 degree turn and then number 270. We're meeting US 74 with a confusing right-hand turns. So they should tell you which way to go. But 74 east will head over to Laurinburg. And why is it not signed for Wilmington? Well, Shara for us is sensible. We get a reassured shield of US 1 south. And we do have a nice uphill going on here. We do see some nice swamps here. I think this is like Moorhead Lake or something like that. I'm probably wrong here. Nothing familiar with North Carolina. South Carolina state line. Wow, South Carolina. Is this the best you're gonna do for a welcome sign? Ah, here it is. Welcome to South Carolina. Finally do it right, South Carolina, with your welcome sign. About time. As soon as we get into South Carolina, we go into basically the middle of nowhere on here, so that's an alright start. We will meet US 52 for Waitsboro, and we'll be concurrent with it for Darlington and Camden, turning left with it as well. Here's a look of downtown Cheraw, where US 1 and US 52 meet. And we split US 52 for Society Hill and Florence, and we're going to keep right for Camden. Maybe put Columbia on this one. And here's a look. I believe near Camden. This is not Camden. But McBee is 13 miles away. Camden's 42. So I would rather see Camden and Columbia here, honestly. And we get this lighthouse place. Yeah, it looks like a church from here on US 1. And we do cross the bridge. I might have showed this on the northbound video. They're like making a new bridge or something. And we go to some pine trees here. So this is kind of like Florida with their tree situation. And we meet this road that would head over to I-20. I think this is South Carolina Highway 32 here. And here's a look at downtown Camden. This is Camden, South Carolina, not the famed New Jersey, Philadelphia suburb. And in Camden, we were meeting 521 and 601. And we don't get any patrol cities. And we cross the Camden-ish River or something with an ad, don't really know. We took these pictures this weekend. And we are meeting 601, which will head over to I-20. And we're assigned straight for Elgin. 601 is faster to get to Columbia, I guess. We'll turn left for Columbia, and the other way would go to Pontiac, so no Camden. We're meeting I-77, which is for two famous places, Charleston and Charlotte. This is on I-20. We just get 2 Notch Road, as our controls say here at exit 74. Here's a look at downtown Columbia. I did show some Columbia stuff going northbound. I'll show a couple going southbound today. And here's another look of downtown Columbia, basically the southern side of it. We don't go downtown. And we cross the river and we'll leave Columbia. I think this is the Columbia River, not the Oregon one. We were meeting I-26 for Spartanburg and Charleston. I think Jacksonville for 26 would be perfect to get to 95. Lexington will now be our primary control city for US 1 until we get there. And in Lexington, Batesburg is our control city as we meet US 378, and we're going to turn left with it. Here's a look at the Dollar General. I feel like Dollar Generals are just put in the middle of nowhere, like every single one of them. Here's Batesburg. This is also Leeville. Both of them are Batesburg, Leeville here. Outside of those, we will be heading south, and we'll be heading near Augusta, Georgia coming up. And we are coming into Aiken. Skip to I-20 junction. We're going to turn right for on US 78 here. Here's a look at downtown Aiken. I'd show some more Aiken stuff going northbound, so if you want to see more Aiken, South Carolina, watch my northbound video. And we passed by this nice lake. We have an Aiken. We are kind of in the Augusta metro area right now. We're meeting South Carolina 125 for North Augusta. We'll go straight for Savannah, Riverside, and Augusta. We're meeting 520, which is weird. It should be like 420 or 620. It's going to Columbia and Atlanta here. And on US 25, we go right for Augusta. This is 25 going with us. And this is where we started with, the Savannah River of downtown Augusta. And we'll now be heading into Georgia now. And we do get a nice welcome to Georgia sign. Georgia on the line. We get our exit for downtown Augusta here. We cross another river, well, parallel to a river. And we don't go through downtown on US 1, but I think we do on 78. We split of 25 for Waynesboro, and South 1 will now be signed for Louisville, which wasn't signed northbound. We'll turn left for Rennes and Louisville. I think Rennes was signed northbound, but it has like 1,200 people, so why? On the Georgia side, 520, Augusta and Rennes will be a control cities. Don't know how I feel about those. Yeah, we get to the grasslands here in famed eastern Georgia. See, Louisville will still be our control city. 221 goes to Harlem, not the famous Manhattan suburb. Shows us on the northbound here. They're trying to build like a highway here between Augusta and I believe Swainsboro or something like that. See, here's the 221 split. There's no control cities because of this construction right here. Here's a look at Popeyes. I forgot to show this on US 61 when we were in New Orleans. And we do get a look of, this is supposed to be like a Georgia Sports Center. Why is it like not in Atlanta, just in the middle of nowhere? We see here Swainsboro will now be our primary control city, called straight here. On I-16 we get Swainsboro and Lyons. And Lyons was signed northbound, definitely. And Lyons Baxley is our next control city. Baxley, I believe it was a control city going northbound. And Baxley served one Alma 49. Alma also was signed northbound, but Louisville wasn't signed northbound. We crossed the river. We are going right over the trees here and heading toward Alma, Georgia. Here we now be US 341 and either Baxley or Alma. And we're going to be going straight. We'll stay concurred, Georgia 4. See, Alma is our primary control city. US 23 will go to Hazelhurst. We'll be concurred US 23 all the way to Jacksonville. See, Alma 4. Waycross is now our primary control city. And we'll get there in about 30 miles. See, here's the picture that we'll be flying over the trees here. There's kind of like a quick freeway here to Folkson. And we'll turn left for Coastal Plains Technical College. That is a great, awesome control city there. And here's these train stations. I believe it goes to like Concord University or University like that down here. 1 and 23 will now turn right. Probably will be signed for Folkson, but I might actually think Jacksonville will be the way to go. See, Jacksonville is our primary control city, and that's a well-known. Folkson is secondary. Folkson secondary is fine. And skipping Folkson, we do get this Florida sign. We've been in Florida a lot, and we've never seen a welcome sign. So, Florida, let's see what you'll do. Alright, so we're splitting 301 for Baldwin, and we do not get a control city for 1 and 23. And see, Jacksonville's 11, St. Augustine 53, Daytona Beach 103, Florida. Wow, you're doing this good, wow. But here's where Florida's. As we meet the 295 and it gets no control cities, it just gets arrows. And we get 1 South 295 for MLK Parkway. We're splitting with US 23 here. And we meet 95 for the first of 100,000 times. It's just signed 95 South. And we do again a little bit of freeway here into downtown Jacksonville. 1 goes downtown in Jacksonville. And here's a look of downtown Jacksonville. I think I'll have another video in Jacksonville so I can show more Jacksonville stuff then. And I believe here is where the Jaguars Stadium here is. Get me if I'm wrong. We'll be concurrent with I-95 for extremely short time. This is the second time meeting it in this video. But here's our split. 95 South Daytona Beach, 1 south for the Phillips Highway. So we're just getting names of the road. See, here's another 95 junction. And we don't get any mention of it because, you know, that's Florida. That's how they roll. This is on Florida 9B. It's time for the famed through traffic. Thought that was just in Portland. But Phillips Highway will now be our control city. Leaving the Jacksonville metro area, we're basically in the middle of nowhere near the beaches. Everything is public, so Floridians or Southerners, you know this a lot. I only saw 1 Publix and I was in Myrtle Beach. Here's a look of downtown St. Augustine if I'm not wrong. Right. This is the oldest city in the US. And we're getting this nice place. I thought I knew what it was, but I couldn't read. It's like a speedway or something. Another I-95 junction here. We just have North 95, which would probably be Jacksonville, in my opinion. And we do get Bonnell 14, Daytona 37. Wow, they don't put Daytona Beach, but just Daytona here. 95 South Miami. Here north, you probably assume it would probably be Jacksonville here. And it would be US 92 for Deland. And we see we can turn right for I-95 and I-4 for Orlando. And on US 92, we get South Daytona as our control center. I go New Smyrna Beach. Here's our next. And here's a look at the Daytona Speedway. Probably showed the same exact picture going northbound, but if I did, I will show another one for the Supercut southbound. And we crossed, I believe, Indian River. And we'll be heading towards New Smyrna Beach. In New Smyrna Beach, we're meeting Florida 44. And that's the highway that is above here. But let's look at the map. I showed this northbound. See, it's US 44. So that's confusing. There's no US 44 here. It's like nowhere near here. And we see this is in the next city. And we do get one-way street here. And for some reason, it just decided to show the same picture here, so I'll cut it out into Supercut. And we do get a nice view of the ocean here, so that is a pretty cool view here. And here's another view here of the water. You can also see Kennedy Space Center from there. This would be the exit to get there, and the Police Hall of Fame, but there's no mention of it. Come on, Florida. It's your most important place. And we're getting one north, one south. Typical Florida going on here. And we're meeting Florida 520, which will head to I-95 in Merritt Island and Cocoa Beach. And this is on the highway near Cocoa Beach. The bridge is US 1. We get a nice view of the Indian River here. And we're meeting US 192 in Melbourne. I can show more Melbourne stuff here. And also, sorry for this picture. I just decided to crop like that. And we do get this nice Indian River view here south of Melbourne. And also a little south of Melbourne, we get this weird house. I wonder who would live there. Benson lives there. Ooh. And we get another one of these horrible pictures. This is in like some beach around here. And see, Fort Pierce is our next control city, which is a city I'm not familiar with. It wasn't signed northbound. And here's a look of like Fort Pierce area. We're also near Port St. Lucie, which is like 300,000 people. And Fort Pierce, we're being Florida Highway 68, which also goes to I-95. Obviously. And we cross this nice river and leave the city. So almost a US 41 situation in Sarasota, Florida. And we do get a nice view of the Indian River. It's pretty shorter here than it was up in Melbourne. And we have to do a detour around Fort Pierce. And we will be turning right to go on A1A. See, on A1A, here's a look of the central Fort Pierce area. We now come into West Palm Beach. This should have been the opening title. Maybe in the Supercut, I'll think about that. And here's another look at Fort Lauderdale with the subs. And from here on out, entering the Florida Highway 806, we get a nice popcorn house going on here. Florida does it again. We're swinging with the 838. We're going to keep right. This is in Hollywood, Florida, just a little north of there. And we're going to keep left for Federal Highway. This is not DC, Florida. Come on, Florida. And here's a look of the Fort Lauderdale. This is probably Fort Lauderdale. No, the last one I showed you was West Palm. And we're being 595, which goes to 95 in Florida's Turnpike. And half a mile away will be the Fort Lauderdale Airport. Here's the Hollywood Rotary. It's a little weird rotary. I might show a Google Maps picture of it in the supercut video. And from here on out, US 1 will now be Biscayne Boulevard, while in downtown Miami, it will be Brickell Avenue. And here's a look at the Miami Heat. The Celtics will play them, and the Celtics should always beat them, especially in the playoffs. Come on. And here's a look of downtown Miami. So we've been in Miami a couple times. And we will be US 41, it's west because it goes west through the Everglades. So it makes sense instead of signing in north-south here. And US 1 ends I-95, it's just south of Miami. So we'll never meet I-95 again south of here. Here's a look of the southern Miami, just specifically called South Miami here. And heading down towards the Keys, we get some more nice palm trees, as typical Florida is here. And we also in the Florida's Turnpike here. This is the Homestead extension here, not the regular Turnpike. One will now be signed for Key West, as we can turn right for the Everglades and turn left for the Biscaynes. I don't know if that's what they actually call it. This Taco Bell, I guess I'd recommend stopping here before we get to getting to the Keys. I've never been to the Keys before, so I guess I'll stop at that Taco Bell. And we will be going into the Keys. I think Key Largo will be the first place we'll go into. And here's the Keys Welcome Center. There's no Welcome to Florida Keys sign, as I could find. And we see here we come into Key Largo, which I think is the second most famous key behind Key West. And we do cross a ton of bridges here. From here on out, US 1 will be referred to as the Overseas Highway. See, we cross this lovely bridge. Could have had this for an opening screen, but there's just a lot of famous opportunities to show some screens. You see, this is perfect. We get in Short Island, we can see water entirely. To our left is Cuba, to our right is like Alabama or something like that. And we are in Marathon, so this is going to be a big marathon to get to the 7 Mile Bridge. And we complete it. We are now on the 7 Mile Bridge, but I think we're looking the wrong way. We're looking northbound. And I think the thumbnail showed southbound. And we're slowly coming into Key West. We're almost there. We can almost make it to the end. And here's our Key West Welcome Center. Well, it's not Key West city limits, I don't think. And I'll jump ahead to Key West. We'll turn right, and here's our final A1A. If you want to turn left there, but we will turn right. And we do get a cool view of the Gulf of Mexico. I think we're closer to Mexico than we are to Miami. That's probably false, very false. But we do get an Explore Florida 1513, 2013. Is this 2013 street view? It doesn't look like it. But we do get an US 1 sign. Wow, Florida. You're so bad at signing, but you actually signed US 1 well. Thank you. Alright. That's all for that. Let's do the way it should be. So Sovereign US 1 is complete for now. So let's serve Cary, Sanford, Rockingham, Chirac, Camden, Columbia, Lexington, Batesburg, Aiken, Augusta, Dublin, Swainsboro, Alliance, Baxley, Waycross, Jacksonville, St. Augustine, Palm Beach, Daytona Beach, and New Smyrna Beach, Titusville, Port St. John, Melbourne, Vero Beach, Fort Pierce, Port St. Lucie, Jupiter, West Palm Beach, Boynton Beach, Boca Raton, Pompano Beach, Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood, North Miami, Miami, South Miami, Homestead, Key Largo, Key West, and just Key West. Ooh. Now let's do Dreamwise Control Cities. For Southern US 1, southbound. So this is a bit of a big one. Columbia, Augusta, Atlanta, Savannah, Jacksonville, Daytona Beach, Orlando, Melbourne, Kennedy, West Palm, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and Key West. Alright, we're in Florida again. Oh no. To talk about Orlando Beltway this weekend.